time to test that pressure canner that a lady gave me a while back, so let's get started. This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourt's homestead. We're going to be working with the Mirro 12-quart pressure cooker canner today. It didn't come with an instruction manual, so I downloaded and printed it off of the internet. Always read the manual. I have given it a thorough wash and cleaning and tested the vent. That little hole is the vent. I can see you. I have inspected everything inside so far. It looks really good. Although it doesn't have an actual gauge, it just has the pressure weights. For this test, we're only going to be canning up water. There's 2 quarts of water in the bottom as per instructions. This seal still looks good. We're going to bring it up to pressure and put the weight on it when it's ready. Moment of truth. Checking if it's steam. Now we babysit it. I don't like that I don't have a gauge because I have no clue if I'm too high or too low. So I have to listen for the rocking, which I keep turning it down. It's getting a little bit less, but I just took it off of the burner. What I like about it is that it's really light. Mine is really heavy. What I don't like about it is the gasket that always needs to be replaced. The fact that it doesn't have a gauge on the front where I can actually tell if I'm too high or too low and adjust. I get to my temperature, perfect temperature faster that way. It is a pressure cooker and a canner, so it would work in both instances and it would make food safe. I'm really hung up on it doesn't have a gauge. I didn't realize how much I liked the comfort of that. Now, this little red dot back here, if I reached too high of a pressure and it couldn't release it fast enough through the jiggling, this would pop up and massively release it. So I keep that pointed away from me. It also has a locking mechanism within this lid that when it has pressure built up, it pushes the lock out, so you cannot get the lid off unless you pry it off, which the instruction says don't do. I think it's already come down pressure. Yep. Let's get the lid off. Gently, and open it away. Let that sit in there for about 5 minutes and then take it out. We'll talk about this in the next video. I wanted to share something that I just found very interesting and possibly dangerous while I was pressure canning in that pressure canner. So when you pressure can meat, you're pressure canning it for 90 minutes. That means 90 minutes of that little thing jiggling and the steam coming out. You put 2 quarts of water in the bottom, and that is supposed to last you and help you build up the steam and the pressure in the pot for that full entire time. When I use the American canner, I always have water still in the bottom of the can. Never runs out. So keep in mind, this pressure canner called for 2 quarts of water, which I put in, and I measured it because I wanted to make sure it was where it reached on the line. It also, I only pressure canned for 5 minutes, and I didn't even let it do the full 7-minute steam release. So this is what I have left. I have less than 6 cups of water left. 6 cups. I put 8 cups in there. So my problem is if I had done the full 90 minutes, I would have ran out of water. That's actually a safety concern for me. So because I didn't have a gauge, I had trouble trying to get my rocker down, which with experience, we get on our stove where we're supposed to put everything. But the first few times, I definitely would be canning small amounts for short times. Because that to me is if you run out of water, you could burn things up. Not a good scenario. Which that means until I do some more water testing, I'm not using that thing until I understand where the dial on my stove is supposed to go to keep it at the minimum amount of steam release and jiggling. So if you are pressure canning and you are running out of water in your pressure canner, you may have it running at a too high of temperature. So make sure that it doesn't jiggle. It's supposed to jiggle twice a minute. The more it jiggles, the more steam you're releasing. So that could be one troubleshooting tip that you could use. For me, I'm definitely going to need to practice with this guy. I hope that helps you with your pressure canner.